Welcome back to Spreaker Homestead. Y'all, this has been a week. We have been non-stop going pretty much for the last week for sure. And this next week doesn't look like it's going to slow down at all. This is the time of year I both love and hate. The garden is producing. All of my friends have fruit trees and bushes, have fruit for me to come get, and I'm in full-blown preserving mode. On top of that, right now, Kanan is busy working on his Mustang for a car show at the end of the month. So he is vinyl wrapping that car. So he's been working out in the shop till 10 and 11 o'clock every night, or most nights this week. On top of that, he's got the entire week off of work, and we're finally getting our house painted. So excited about that. We got our shop started last year, but not finished. So he is going to be in paint mode. He pressure washed today. He's letting it dry for a couple days before he starts painting it. And so right now he is back in the shop working on that car. So what have I been doing? So there you go. There's some of what I've been doing. Not even close to all of it. I ended up going back up to a girlfriend's house, getting more blackberries. I got some apples in the living room, about a bucket of sweet apples that are going to be sauced this week. I got more plums, so that meant, got to have more plum sauce, right? So I did more plum sauce. So I've got blackberry pie filling. I've got pear mincemeat out of the ball book. I've got pear butter, plum butter, some Mexican carrots, dilled carrots, vanilla cinnamon pear sauce, or pear butter. I have been in the kitchen all week, and that doesn't even include the 9 rabbits Kanan butchered for me last weekend. Our coal buyer got busy, so we ended up butchering some rabbits. So that meant they needed to be processed for a freezer camp. So I made ground rabbit and packages of rabbit loin for other meals. On top of that, I take all the belly flaps off. They went in the dehydrator to make dog treats for my little house dog. And then all the carcasses get boiled down, and we pull all the meat off for the big dogs. So there was 2 meals for 4 dogs. We've been very busy with that. On top of all this, and the rabbit meat and the dehydrating, I dehydrated some carrots this week to make muffins and cakes and things for the winter. So I've got all that done. And then on top of it, our cauliflower, our broccoli, and some peas that my folks gave me were ready to go. So they got blanched and put in the freezer. So I think I did up to 12 bags of cauliflower for the year, and another like 8 of broccoli, and the broccoli is still going. Beyond all the canning, I've got to start dealing with this, what we're calling Mount Squash more. I don't even want to tell you how many more squash are on the plants outside. Believe it or not, I did 2 yellow squash plants and 3 zucchini. And this is what I'm looking at so far. We really didn't think we'd get anything after the rats got in there and ate all the plants off. Then we froze them. And then we got more sage rats, or more prairie rats, whatever they are, that ate them off again. And then they froze again. And I thought, that's it. We're done. So where everybody else has been getting squash for like a month, we've been getting it for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And that's the result. See a lot of dehydrating in my future. So the yellow squash, for the most part, will get blanched and frozen straight into the freezer. The zucchini, it's going to go into a lot of places. I'm going to dry a bunch in the dehydrator, shredded for things like muffins and cakes, zucchini bread, that sort of thing, cookies. I don't even want to talk about how many more are on those plants. Lots of squash. And because a girl just cannot sit inside all day, every day, it's been driving me crazy. I got out yesterday on the spot that I cleared a few weeks ago for the new geodome. And there she is, folks. I got the dome assembled. Took me about 2 hours. I did film it, so you'll have a video on how to make one of these things coming up. So from here, I'm going to have to start making the beds for it, get those things ready. I have the cover already, and then probably in the next week or two, we'll be getting the cover on this bad boy. And what would be the point of doing a second one when we didn't even use the first one this year? So today, we went ahead, if you remember, we had done some straw bale gardening in the dome that was here last year. And really decided I didn't like how the whole straw bale gardening thing worked out. I've decided I'm just going to go to all raised beds in there. And I just really wasn't happy with the performance. Yes, they hold water, but we got an awful lot of mice and things that moved into the straw bales, started eating all the produce. It was a mess. So today what we did, we actually pulled the old dome, got all the stakes that hold it down. Kane and I picked it up, lifted it over all the other bales and junk that were in there. And we've moved it about 25 feet from where it was. And then I took the tractor and I leveled off and really just cleaned the spot off. So I had the tractor out, got all the old straw bales off. They're over in the compost heap. Scraped all the grass and weeds off. And if everything goes according to plan this evening, about chore time, we will be picking the old dome back up, dragging her back to where she goes and staking it down. So when I go to get lumber for the new dome for its garden beds, we will be picking some up for the new ones as well. So I will probably be showing that quite a bit here in the coming weeks. This week, of course, is still going to be more canning. So I'm not going to go all the way out to the goat barn. You can probably hear all that racket behind me. Baby's yelling, mama's yelling. Trust me, it's 10 times worse in the barn. So you can probably imagine what that means. It's kid weaning time. So the bucks that were born here this year, we've decided are pretty much all going to stay. We have a new plan for next year to do some land clearing, and we really don't want to put our does out kind of in spots where there's a potential for predators. Of course, we're going to be as careful as possible to try and make sure that all of the goats are safe. But we're going to have to move goats out in places and away from some of the dogs. So what this means is that we're going to be castrating a bunch of our bucks, and we're just going to have to keep them as wethers. So all the boys have moved. The girls will be weaning probably in another week to 2 weeks. So there's a lot of screaming going on. We've got 6 boys in the barn. Mamas are not happy about it. This is the time of year that I hate the most. I hate taking the kids away from their mom. Hopefully everybody calms down in a week or two, and then we'll pull all the doe kids off, and then we will be done for 2018. And then it's 2 months, and we're going to start breeding goats again. So lots of stuff going on in the goat herd. Lots and lots going on. And breaks your heart, doesn't it? They don't like giving up their kids. Don't necessarily like having them with them. They don't like giving them up either. So here's another project that Kanan got to this week, finally, and that he'll be doing hopefully more this week and some more next week. Junk mail fire bricks. We do still have the video up from last year where he made it. I'm sure he'll drop a link in there. We have lots and lots of junk mail. So these are some of the bricks. He went ahead and made them. We're in our little Harbor Freight greenhouse, and the reason we're drying everything in here, I've been drying vegetables and stuff for the rabbits in here as well. It is way too hot in here to do anything else with. We dipped down in the 70s for a little bit, but we're back up into the 80s this week. It's probably well over 100 degrees in here. So what we're doing with the racks, since we're not exactly growing anything, is yeah, we're using them for fire bricks and for drying veggies for the rabbits. It's super, super hot in here. If we get a freak thunderstorm, nothing's going to get wet. It's kind of the ideal situation. So there you have it. More junk mail fire bricks for the fireplace this winter. Alright, so there you have it. Remember, we got all those carrots. I cut all the tops off for the rabbits, dried them all. Some kale and chard and some other stuff in here as well. But this has been in the greenhouse. Took me 4 or 5 days to dry all of it. I got 2.5 totes of nothing. You don't count this, but nothing. But yeah, leafy greens off of the carrots for the rabbits. So the carrots were a huge success. I'm sure the goats would say they agree. They got half a 3-gallon bucket of carrots every night for, I couldn't even tell you, probably close to a week. They have been enjoying all the scraps of my labor. So they have been getting pear peelings and carrot peelings and just anything. You know, goats will actually eat more than people think they will. So we've been doing that for goat feed, and I've got this for rabbit feed. It's been a busy week. So that in a nutshell is what's been happening around here this week. So what does this next week mean for us? It means painting the house, finishing up some of the paint on the shop, canning, and more canning, because in addition to what I already had, I went back to a girlfriend's house this week and got another 5-gallon bucket of pears. So I have all together probably 2.5 buckets of pears still to go. Gonna be making some pear pie filling, pear sauce. Who knows what I'll get into. So we've got that. Garden is still going strong. I see some potato plants starting to wilt, so I might be digging some potatoes this week. And yeah, just gonna keep keeping on. So that's it this week from Sprague Homestead. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update as to what was going on. If you've got some good pear canning recipes, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'm starting to run out of creative juices, so to speak, a little bit. Lots going on. This is kind of going into our busier time of year. We're going to try and do more filming as we're doing stuff this week. I'm going to have some more broccoli to put up and some other things, so I'll probably make you guys a video on how I get stuff ready to go in the freezer. We've missed the cauliflower. I was just way too busy to get to it. But yeah, I'm probably going to be doing some more broccoli, and you saw Mount Squatchmore. Not a pretty sight. So I'll be doing that too. If you've got questions about anything I talked about in this video, feel free to leave them down in the comments in the bottom. You know, there's stuff I can still do. We're still going to be making a banding video here in a couple weeks when we do our goats. And yeah, lots going on. I'm sure if you're on a homestead, I'm sure you're getting ready to get busy. Firewood season is coming too. We're talking about that after the house is stained. So, lots of stuff. Busy time of year. Almost as busy as it was in the spring. So, lots to do. Lots going on. And that's it from Sprague Homestead. Happy homesteading, and we'll see you guys next time.